What's up, everybody? Welcome into another episode of Profit Picks. If you are new, we do always start the show by being transparent. Yesterday, I took a step backwards. I had the Houston Cougars first half, and I mean, I didn't consider senior night, and then we would have, two starters that were not usual, and they got out the gate very slow. They were down like close to 10 points right out the gate, and we're not able to recover fast enough. So that was a loser. Um, One I was frustrated with the Bucks. Did end up taking the Bucks. They went up by 17, end up losing by 18. Like, what the hell happened there? So two losers. The one winner I took was the Pacers and Clippers over 227 and a half. Vino, hopefully you did a little bit better than my 1 and 2 day yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday was good. It could have been 5-1, but it wound up 4-2.
Nice.
College was 2-0. Boy, Florida State gave me a little bit of concern at the end, but we won't get into that. But the NBA, and the reason why I say it could have been 5-1 because I had Portland team total over 122.5, and they got to 122. So we got hooked in the Portland game, came close, but we did get the Atlanta-Milwaukee game, Skee. I had full game over, so I included the Atlanta side, and we got their full game over pretty easy. Where Milwaukee's concerned, real quick, I will say this because the other day I had their team total, or maybe I had full game total against Toronto. It was over the weekend. They scored 66 in the first half and didn't get to 100 for the game. Last night they had 71 at half and barely scored in the second half. So there's something going. I mean, I don't know what Glenn's halftime adjustments are, but they must be, hey, listen, don't score in the second half because that one kind of got Milwaukee, both team total wise and sidewise. The other winner last night was the one I left here, and it was my biggest play of the night. Clippers, team total over 120. Got to 130, 42-point first quarter, never in doubt. Had OKC. As a matter of fact, last night they got beat. Now that I think about it, I had them laying 4. They won by 3. That one made me mad, Skee. I don't want to ramble too much here. We got a lot to talk about, but that one made me mad. +7 with 1:19 left. SGA never sees the ball again on 3 possessions. It's either Lou Dort running people over and fouling out, or Chet half-assing a three-pointer that doesn't, they don't get fouled. They don't anything. I'm like, put the ball in SGA's hands, for goodness sakes. He's the only guy at the end of the game. I've said it before about that team. I'll say it again. They do have Jared McCain now, but Isaiah Joe, only pure shooter on that team. They don't have shooters, Skee. They got scores, but they do not have shooters. And at the end of that game, I was like, man, I don't want the ball in anybody's hands. But Shea's didn't work out that way. So let's get on to today. Enough of my rant.
All right, let's get it. We have a good amount of games. I don't even know that we should start at this one. I mean, how much time do we want to waste on the tankathon? The Jazz versus the Wizards. Wizards are now 4.5-point favorite. Yeah, I'm not wasting a whole lot of time here. It's over or nothing for me, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be nothing. Vino, what do you got?
Yeah, I would say over or nothing. Jazz schedule pretty tough. Back-to-backs, played Philly. You want to know how bad the Jazz want to lose? They're winning that game with 50 seconds left and give up 6 straight points to lose. So, I mean, like they looked up at the scoreboard clock and said, hell no, you guys score a few. So you don't want either side. Trae Young will play on a minutes restriction tonight. I think I saw 17 to 20 minutes. But it would be over or nothing in that game for me, too.
All right, Mavs and Magic. This one open line is 8 and it's up to 9. Total right around the opener. You have Anthony Black questionable, Wendell Carter questionable, Isaac is questionable, Franz Wagner out. For the Mavs, Clay and Najee Marshall are both probable. Cooper Flag, Brandon Williams both questionable, and no Bagley. I don't know. I feel like I did make some money with the Magic the other day, but I hesitate a little bit with them here. And it's not like the Mavs have been great, but the Mavs have also been very injured. You could get Cooper Flag back out there amongst, they've been getting guys back little by little. Could be the healthiest Mavs team we've seen in a while. and that could be enough to stay within the number. That's my thought right now. What do you think here, Vino? Mavs and Magic.
Schedule's been hard, right? I think this is 4th and 6 for Dallas as they get on this road trip. I think the other day we talked about it was the first of a 6-game road trip. They got trounced by Charlotte. I know you had a number the other day, or maybe it was just not a number, but something you remembered that Orlando against sub 500 competition has been really good at covering numbers. Orlando's on rest here. Um, I could see them getting the best of Dallas here too. Dallas obviously not a lot to play for, a ton to lose for. If they do get flagged back, maybe, but I think the only way I could look here is Orlando. I just want to go back really quick to the Washington Utah game for half a second. Since we came out of the break, Washington's done nothing but play above 500 teams. It's the first time they get to play a sub 500 team since they played Indiana, and I think they beat Indiana twice back to back. So maybe Washington does pick on lousy teams. We'll see.
I have to say, Mavs team, the Magic beat up on the less than's. The Mavs could be better than the less than tonight if everybody's available. That's just my thought. And if they're available, there's no way I could lay with the Magic here. I really prefer the Mavs. The Mavs, what they play tomorrow? Is it? Yeah, they play tomorrow, but Mavs aren't looking ahead for any games. The Magic, they do. It's the last game of a homestand. I don't know, Vino. I want to try to get there with the Mavericks, but I guess I need more time, and I need the injury report to shore up. Um, all right, next game up: Warriors and Rockets. Opened up -9.5, and it's down to 8.5. Total open 215.5, and it's down as low as 213. Injury report for the Warriors: Gary Payton is questionable. No Seth, Steph, Moody, Porzingis, or Will Richard. For Rockets, Shangun is questionable. Jabari Smith Jr. is questionable. Amin Thompson is questionable. I mean, it's a lot could be missing for this Rockets team. How the hell are you laying close to double digits? You're gonna be missing all these guys, or potentially missing all these guys. I mean, the Warriors are not a team that's gonna give up. They're not a team that's gonna tank. Regardless if there's stretches where they don't play well or not. As far as where Steph Curry's at in his career, it's no tanking seasons. And I just think you're going to get a really good effort from the Warriors. And both teams are rested. The Rockets, I think, play tomorrow. Who do they play? They play the Blazers tomorrow. It's not like they really have a look ahead, but I could only take the Warriors here. What do you think, Vino?
It's so different than the first time they played this year, which was so long ago. It seems like another season, but Houston was out for revenge from the playoffs in that one. They held Golden State to like 100 points, I think, or maybe less than 100 points in that game. Everybody played. The guys that played in that game for Golden State, I mean, Steph and Jimmy, even reserves, Will Richard and Moody played in that game. They couldn't get to 100, but this just has such a different feel. Like Houston thinks I'm sure they're just resting guys because of it's the front end of a back to back, but they don't seem to have the killer instinct, I will say, or want to win, desire to win or prove a point like they did the first time around. So yes, you could see the underdog. Here's what we know: Golden State's going to shoot 40 or more threes. If those threes go in, you want to be on Golden State. If they're not going in, then this game's an under, which is where people have bet this thing already. I think I just saw Skee 213. Yeah, I'm looking right now, 213.5 off of the opener of 215.5. Little downward movement on the Houston side. I don't know. I could see either one of those thought processes here. If you think Golden State's going to shoot it well because Houston's resting guys, I could see +8.5. If you think that they're just going to chuck and Houston's out there for the thrill of it, I could see under as well. So I probably wouldn't play that game. There's too much going on there for me.
Rockets are 10-16 as a home favorite, and they could be potentially without guys. I see Brian saying that I don't know if I said guys are out. They're not out yet. They're questionable. Three guys
Mhm.
questionable. But, potentially missing those guys and you're already not getting this role, um, really make me want to look there. There's one more thing I just wanted to check here. That three, you're talking about 3 point line. So I'm just double checking some 3 point numbers. All right. I'm not going to hold it up any longer, but I like the Warriors here. I think the Warriors are the right side in this game. Next one, we have Nets and Heat. Didn't we just have this game? Is it?
Yeah, we did.
And I didn't want to look at it then. I don't want to look at it again now. I mean, I got nothing to say here. I want nothing to do with this game, Vino. Anything you got for him on Nets and Heat?
Wait a minute. Wait. Don't be so hasty. Now let me look. I looked at it the other day and I cashed for the Miami team total over the same exact price, Skee, the same thing, 119.5, 119.5 again here tonight. They got to 124 the other day. Don't see why that doesn't happen again. So I was involved early on in this game playing Miami's team total over 119.5 for all the reasons that I said the other day. Miami pace, Brooklyn's not caring much. We don't have to continue on, but I did play the game, so we can get on to Detroit, San Antonio now.
Yeah, that's enough with that garbage.
I'm turning garbage into gold around here, Skee.
Yeah, if you can do that, I tip my cap to you, Rob. Pistons and Spurs. It's a much better one here. Opened up 3.5, hasn't really moved. Total right around the opener as well. As far as an injury report, and I should probably refresh actually. Yeah, so as far as injury report, I don't see anybody on there for the Pistons. For the Spurs, Harrison Barnes, Ingram, and Plumlee look like they'll miss this game. The Spurs, it's a tough spot for them. Um, they are coming off a 40-point win, I'll say that, but it's the first game home off of I think a 5-game road trip there, and it's the front of a back-to-back for them. Pretty tough, interesting spot for the Spurs. Have been playing good basketball though. The Pistons, I'm pretty sure they've covered. Yeah, they're 7-0 as a road underdog so far. Vino, is it just 1+1 = 2? Is this the Pistons cover the spread, or what are you looking at in this game?
Yeah, I thought the most important thing when I looked at it, Skee, was the schedule. For San Antonio, they had to close that road trip out with a win. I think they had lost the prior game. They also lost to the Knicks on that road trip. And Philly didn't have Embiid that night. They just ran Philly off the court. Now, we talk about it all the time again. First home game after a long road trip. I don't want San Antonio. Detroit, again, it's repetitive. They play hard against everybody. They have the front line to match up. They have the physicality to match up. They probably have the depth to match up. One thing San Antonio usually has over other teams is they're so deep with quality players coming off the bench. Detroit's the same way. I think Detroit might be right. They have to test the waters all season long where they're at right now, especially against Western powers like San Antonio. I fully believe Detroit will come ready to play. I'm tilted that direction. Haven't played it yet, but I do have Detroit plus the 3.5 as a potential play here today.
Detroit plus 3.5. Yeah, I get it. Well, two things are holding me up. One, I hate betting against the Spurs. Two, I need Spurs wins still for futures, and I really hate to root against that. And I'd be really pissed off. I could make myself really upset tonight if I'm betting aside. It makes me want to stay away. The total is pretty appealing though. Like these are two of the number 2 and number 3 defensive rated teams, right? The spot that I talked about for the Spurs, I like to think that that's gonna, and in that 40-point win that they had, they shot 40% from three. Now come back home after that long road trip. I think the offense is gonna be flat. I think the defense can still show up, especially in a top matchup like this. So regression on offense is what I'm thinking here, and two really good defensive teams. So I think under. If I had to play the side, I would play Pistons. Next, we have Raptors and T Wolves. Opened up -7 for the Wolves. Is down. We'll call it 4.5. Total open 227.5 down to 225. And we did get Ant downgraded, right? So let's just make it where we have that. I don't see. Oh, there we go. Yeah, Ant questionable. Clark is questionable. Ingles is out. For Toronto, you have Ingram questionable. CMB out. I mean, I think that Ingram is more important to me, to the Raptors, if I want to cover a point spread than Ant with the Wolves. Like I've seen this Wolves team play pretty good and cover games without Ant. It will make me scared to death to back the Raptors if Ingram is rolled out in this game. Um, and I was the guy who was leaning the Raptors, all day, but I told you it was holding me up. What do you think here, Vino?
Well, and you wanted to back the Raptors at the opener of 7. Minnesota, second worst point spread team in the league. You've gone over it a number of times, especially when they're laying points in the 7+ range, not necessarily 4.5, but they don't cover spreads. 26-36 against the spread. They're only 11-17 at home against the spread as a favorite. So it's not a good role for them to begin with. And Toronto, if nothing else, has been playing pretty solid defense. Did lose, or not lose, but we had Toronto, New York on the show the other day, and I was building a foundation for Toronto, which didn't come true. The Knicks just happened to own that team this year. I thought there were a lot of things going for Toronto in that game that didn't happen. Now they take to the road. I always think that the first game of a road trip is the most important one, so I would expect them to be motivated here. I wish I was getting 7 rather than 4.5. Agree on Ingram. His length too on the defensive side is a little bit bothersome. I'm not interested anymore, Skee, but I can think of anti-Minnesota stuff all day long in this case.
Yeah, obviously the opening number, but in the NBA nowadays, I'd rather have certainty with the lineup, than trying to, rush to go beat a number. So if I missed out, then I missed out. But I'm not betting the Raptors without Ingram. I'm telling you right now. I'm not doing it. All right. Suns and Bulls open up -11.5 for the Suns, down to 10.5. Total right around the opener for this game. For injuries, Dylan Brooks is out. Goodwin is out. Williams is out. For the Bulls, Buzelis, Giddey are both questionable. Smith and Williams are doubtful. Ivy and Simons are out. Seems like too much banged up, too much. I can understand the injury report why the Suns are this big of a favorite, but it doesn't mean I'll bet them. So if I have to play this game, maybe it's a Suns. I would ask you this, Vino. Would you rather bet on the Suns defense or offense for this game? Or is it
You know,
just
I yeah,
take the Suns?
I did bet, and I bet on their offense. It's probably a little of both. Ski. I faded Chicago's defense and bet on the Suns' offense with Booker back now for a couple of games. 117.5. Bulls haven't played any defense. They have since the last couple of games. Chicago's offense showed some life, but they were lifeless like the 5 prior. That's what kept me off full game, especially potentially no Giddey. Kept me off full game total. Rather isolate Phoenix. I think they could get into the 120s against this defense at home here tonight. So for me, it's Phoenix over 117.5 team total. Already played it, so there's no getting out of it now.
What was the number?
117.5.
Okay. Yeah, it is very, very doable. Dropping Dime seems to agree with you in the chat. So seems like a good play right there. Lakers and Nuggets opened up 5, still looks like 5. Total did go up a little bit from 238.5 to 241.5. As far as the injuries, Cam Johnson is questionable. Aaron Gordon is out. Jones, Watson, both out as well. For the Lakers, Maxi Kleba is questionable. I had that talk about, Adelman, saying the Nuggets need to play some defense, and they were doing it. And maybe it got to a spot where, it was just too much fatigue built up, and they gave up 125 to the Jazz. Um, I'd like to think that after 2 days off, they get back to trying to play some of that defense. Can we trust the Lakers to play any defense though? The Lakers have held their past three opponents under 105, although they haven't been the best opponents. So I'm curious here, Vino. Do you think there's more under game, over game? The market thinks over. What do you? How you see it?
Yeah, it's still hard for me to get to anything Denver under related. I mean, the last three games, OKC was overtime. I get it, but they still gave up 127. Come back and give up 117 to the Timberwolves, and then, like you say, on the back to back situation with travel, they gave up 125 to Utah. Probably just went through the motions. But until Aaron Gordon comes back, and we made this comment a while back with the injury list. It took a lot of defense away from this team, a lot of energy away from this team. They're good offensively still, not good defensively. It is the front end of a back to back. They have the Knicks coming in here tomorrow. I don't know that one game is more important to Denver than the other. You would assume that the Laker game would be more important because it's Western Conference, but I think they're both of pretty strong importance. We'll see if they rest anybody tomorrow night. Denver hasn't been a team to rest players in the second of back-to-backs, probably because they've just been so depth shy that you can't. I couldn't get to an under here in this game. I tell you, I didn't play it, but I almost took the Lakers plus the points, just thinking that I couldn't trust Denver to stop anybody. But as soon as I say that, the other side of my brain says you can't trust the Lakers to stop anybody either. So maybe I should be playing over here. We'll see if his plea is definitely for them to go anywhere in the playoffs. They need to play defense. Just, I don't know, maybe it was fatigue, Skee, but they don't show me except for one small spot against the Celtics, I think it was, or
They
whoever
played
it
good
was where
defense
they.
in that game versus the Thunder. That was a dead nuts under game. It really was like I had no clue how they even got to the overtime and got all those points. It was a dead under defensive game. And after that overtime, playing on a back to back, you give it 125 to the Jazz. I can't fault you for that. Um, I like under. I like under Vino. They neither
And
team is playing with pace here. Last five games, you got what? Or I'm sorry, this is not last five games. On the season, neither team plays with pace. But last five games, 22nd and 16th. Last five games, like I said, Lakers, at least the last three games, have been playing better defense. Ah, I think it's a defensive game. Yeah, I like the under. Last game on the slate, another disaster game. Pelicans and Kings. I guess this is better than some of the other ones. Opened up 4.5, up as high as 6.5 now. Total also up from 231.5 to 235. Keeping it, I mean, Murphy and Zion are questionable. Murray's out. So that makes me really not want to play the game because I was leaning Pelicans and over before I saw that. For the Kings, Cartwell's out, Murray's out. This is an easy stay away, Rob Vino. But do you have anything you can recommend in Pelicans and Kings?
not here, I don't, Skee. I'm with you. That's probably, and plus this one would just keep me up till 1 in the morning trying to cash. I don't need to be up till 1 in the morning watching this, begging for a winner. So got a couple other things I like better. Really nothing to add here. I mean, if somebody had the proverbial gun to head, it would be total over or nothing. Neither of these teams are good on the defensive end. And for what it's worth, Sacramento did beat Dallas and Memphis, teams in the same category as New Orleans. 237 and 251 in those two games. It's part of their last five. The other three in those last five are Houston, Lakers, and Phoenix. So no shame in losing those. But the two times they got a team in this weight class, New Orleans, they did win them both, and both did go over.
Yeah, I'm done with that one, Vino.
Close the book on that one.
Yeah, best bedtime. But before we do, I was trying to just double check some of these promos because I still was slacking. But what was it? The the same, right? The three buy a 3 day, you get 3 days for free. So if you like to be involved with Rob Vino or myself, that is a good way to do it. Other than that, Vino, I'm going to pass it to you and ask you if there's anything else you'd like to promote. And if you have a best bet for the show, feel free. If you have a best bet for the show, we'd love to hear it. If you have more promo, feel free.
Yeah, we're coming up on it. It's more appropriate for tomorrow than it is for today, but they continue to offer Weekend Warrior all sports package. So you can get all the NBA and all the college for just 49 for a full Saturday and Sunday, which will be loaded this Saturday and Sunday as far as college hoop and NBA are concerned. So that we could talk a little bit more about that tomorrow, but that still is on the board offer from Wager Talk. Here's Skee. I'm going to make it simple. I won the other night. I don't see why I wouldn't win tonight again with Miami team total over 119.5 against Brooklyn. Miami's going to do what they do. Miami's still in a divisional battle here. Not that division means everything. Conference standings mean more, but they still have an opportunity here inside their division while Atlanta is on a hot streak and Orlando stumbles around. So I like the Heat to take advantage of Brooklyn's defense here in a big way. Team total over 119.5.
All right, good stuff, Ravino. For myself, yeah, basketball has been going pretty well. I think I'm around maybe 56 or 57 units on basketball. I did lose yesterday. But again, I haven't made a play in the NBA today. I have a lot that I'm looking at. I've been doing pretty good taking my time. If something stands out and I have to bet it right away, I will. But I don't like giving out bets that I haven't made. So I broke down the games. I told you what I'm looking at. I'm just going to leave it like that for today. Vino, I appreciate you taking the time to break the games down with me. It's my process. I'm sure we help everybody else out there as well. And chat, we appreciate you all tuning in, supporting the show, bringing the winners that you guys research as well. A lot of great cappers and just great people. So we appreciate you. Best of luck, everybody, on all your action, and we'll be back again tomorrow.